Such a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes, it
Beautiful
is.
day in the neighborhood.
It's a hot day. It's a hot day, but it got just cold down here. It was 85 degrees. Now it's like 60.
Yeah, the weather's on some wonky donk. Like we just gotta go with the flow and make it work.
It was a cold 66 out here because I was hot yesterday. So I wore shorts today and I froze my ass off. I'm like, damn.
That's why I made my chocolate, my hot chocolate. I made a hot chocolate matcha with almond coconut, freshly made almond coconut milk.
Damn.
I do my own, make it from scratch. Bang it.
Yeah, I like that.
I guess it's time to introduce ourselves.
Yes, sir. So, peace, y'all. It's your girl, Wendy Zizzo. This is Nappy Red. Kirk. We are Awareness Academy 411. Here to give you the 411 on our perspective of just life and things and what's going on, and you doing the best that you can, because we doing the best we can. We gonna offer what we can, and it's for educational purposes only. We are here purely for educational purposes. Take it, apply it. If it don't, let it fly with it. And it's on you. So absolutely. So one of the things we was talking about before we got on, it was these relationships. A lot of people are just going through these. Well, best way to put it, there's like poop in the dating pool right now.
Poop.
I'm trying to be PG-13. It might shit gonna come out anyway. See, there you go.
Sugar, honey, iced tea. That's it.
But so it's like with all these different things going on with dating, like you got these gender wars of how men feel toward women and women feel toward men, and then how would you know when you actually found something that's actually worth your time, and what telltale signs or red flags or green flags do you see to know that you on the right track with somebody? Because we can be on the same train, wrong track, right track, wrong train.
Yeah, I know one.
Alive.
I know one when people like you messing with somebody and everything's going cool and stuff, and when they be like, can I borrow some money because my phone ready to get turned off?
Yeah, that's a red flag.
That's a big red flag.
That's a big red flag. Listen,
their finances must be messed up if something like that. That's something to be. That's something to be to worry about. I think when it comes to this relationship situation, I think one of the most important things we got to think about is, are they financial? What's their credit score? It's important. What's their credit score?
No,
because you got because that helps determine their agenda, like what they're really there for. Do they see a meal ticket from you, or they really genuinely like you? Also,
background check.
All the bad habits and stuff like that. Like, what is the bad habits? Like, getting to know somebody and give it time. You have to have your fights, because if you don't have no fights with somebody, it will never be a perfect time to marry somebody until you see how they are when they're angry. Because once they're angry, that's when you know if you, all right, I could deal with this, or I can't. Right. And I think a lot of people live off that honeymoon stage, because the first couple of months is the honeymoon stage. Mm-hmm. So you kind of like ignore the red flags, or you don't see them,
or you see them and you ignore them. Yeah, you just like I'm act like I didn't see that. It'll get better with time.
Yeah.
I could change them. Like no. What you see?
Also, if you got kids, that's another thing. How you can tell if they don't treat your kids right, or what I'm saying, or they, what I'm saying, it's different stuff when they treat your kids and everything different, or whatever. That's another red flag.
No, absolutely. No, but back to what you were saying about the credit score, and it's not necessarily about how much money you got in the bank thing. Is how responsible are you?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because when somebody has a higher credit score, more than likely they're responsible with their money, with their finances,
with life,
with their life. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like, oh, we trying to judge you because you have to have X amount of dollars. Like you could still be making 30,000-40,000 a year
with a good credit score. It happens.
A 750, 800 credit score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it really has not much to do with how much your net worth is necessarily. but it's how you navigate through life. Because if my credit score higher than yours, then you're gonna be looking at me one day like, so I want to get this car, and they tell me I co-sign them. Like, well, I guess you ain't gonna have a car because you ain't get my name. You know what I mean? Like,
let me hold something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The biggest thing.
Reckless. They reckless.
Yeah, let me hold something.
And I think, fellas, what's a red flag if you're in a dating pool with somebody, you dated somebody and you just met them and they're already trying to get you to pay their bills? And especially, even, not saying they don't got it, because sometimes you got women that's users. They make a lot of money their damn self, but they just want all your money. That doesn't happen often, but it does. And in those cases, if they're looking for you to pay their bills right up front, then that's a red flag right there, because you didn't get to know them, they didn't get to know you. Y'all didn't do the 1, 2, 3 hokey pokey or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Or the SCX. Y'all didn't do that yet, and you already asking me to pay a bill.
Pay a bill.
You know what I'm saying? We haven't even been intimate yet, so
I feel like, see, this is part of the touchy subject with these gender war things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like women are expecting off the rip for a guy to be paying. Like, so I understand it in a few different perspectives. Me as a woman, one is, are you willing to put up for me? You know what I mean? On one perspective, you know what I mean? Like, some guys, they have money, but they're cheap, and then you have guys that have money and they're generous. And the ones that are cheap, like, you might as well not even waste your time, because he's cheap with not just his money. He's going to be like that with his love, with his energy. You know what I mean? With his communication.
I don't think with the love. I don't think with the love, but I think with the money, if he's cheap with the money, he might just be stingy with his money and everything. But I don't think with the love and everything, that's free.
It could trickle down in that though.
I feel like it'll trickle down.
If a man care about you and he really care, he genuinely care about you, he gonna be free-hearted. Whatever you want, babe. What you need? I'll go get it right now. Oh, you need, and then I'm not talking about big stuff. I'm talking about little stuff. Hey, I go to the store. I got this. I take this. Oh, what you doing? You've been having a bad week. You know what? I'm gonna go get you some groceries. Come on, let's go food shopping. It's the little stuff, and you're not gonna. I'm not saying to go out there and furnish your house with bad food.
No,
out there, you know what I'm saying? But you go there. You know how sexy that is if you take a girl food shopping?
I see somebody post up like, would you rather have a $300 dinner or a $300 in groceries? I said groceries.
$300 in groceries. I'll cook for him.
Yo, that would actually, not for nothing, if a guy's, because guys feel like they have to take a girl out to eat and stuff. Like, you really don't. Like, take her food shopping and y'all should just walk around. And y'all can talk to know each other. You can see what her eating habits is like. Do y'all eat the same stuff? Because ultimately, whenever you get with someone, you want to be on the same wavelength with a lot of different things. You know what I mean? Like, if one person is a health nut and the other person is a junkie, it's going to eventually, clash, unless if the junkie is willing to learn and want to come over to being more healthy. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's actually a cute date.
I think that's.
What about if a guy eat fast? Like, this is great. Would that be a deal breaker? Would women really have a problem with that? Or vice versa?
I've actually experienced that before. It's weird.
You're like, think about it. What's it I went out to eat at a dinner table? And he just like this. Oh, this is good. This is good. Oh my God.
Okay, so tell me this.
Those are quirks. Those are quirks. Everybody got their quirks.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me this. Is this a deal breaker? If y'all eating and the person grabs something off your plate?
Oh, hell no. What, boo-boo?
I don't know you like that. No, don't be just inviting yourself. No, you gotta ask for permission to come into the space. Like, this is the feast, right? Like, what you doing? You can't come in. You like when you get too close to a dog or something, and they like, don't get too close.
That's a flag right there. That's a red flag.
No, that's definitely a red flag.
Flag.
Or somebody getting in your car and just going through all your stuff, like opening stuff, looking through things. Like, why you being so? Didn't your mama teach you not to touch things that don't belong to you? Or they in your house moving stuff around, or those are red flags later on. Hopefully, you ain't doing this in the first 2 days.
You don't know if they trying
Some
to
of
get
them
your
will.
identity or
Some of them
something.
will do that. You never know.
They probably trying to get your identity. You never know what it is for.
Okay,
They're just trying to find you, figure your life out. They could be trying to mess up your credit.
All that word, yo. But no, with the whole requirement of money thing, and for a woman and men and you have to look at it from this standpoint. A lot of women are independent, right?
Yes.
And a lot of us are independent not because we want to be, we have to be.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we have no choice. We have to take care of ourselves because this is just the way life is. Just like some men are on their own, they got to take care of themselves. Women, we're on our own, we got to take care of ourselves as well.
Sure.
You know, and a lot of us, and I could speak for one of them, I wouldn't mind being not necessarily a kept woman. I mean, kept wouldn't be bad, but I like making my own money.
I want to be a kept woman
or doing my own thing. You stupid. You know what I mean? So I know I would always want to, be making my own. But if I could truly just rest and not, know that, okay, if I really don't want to work, I don't have to, and I could just focus on my home and focus on making my man happy and stuff like that. Like, a lot of women want that traditional role in a sense. But if the man can't provide that, then
there's no use.
Yeah, so then she just has to do it on her own. So a lot of these guys, they get mad at an independent woman. Oh, she's too independent. Like, you have to. That's like you trying to get a wild animal to submit. Not calling women wild animals. Like, when you independent, you out there. You trying to tame a wild horse. You know what I mean? You trying to bring us in and break us in. It's like, hold up, boo. Like, you got to be a strong enough partner for all that. You know what I mean?
True.
Okay, so tell me this: is this a red flag? I'm gonna talk all the hood stuff.
Oh, go.
Okay. Okay, if y'all out to dinner,
uh-huh.
She or he got kids and everything. Y'all eating, y'all having a good time, and everything's going good. And she said, "Can you order something for my kid?"
Nah.
So they can have because
not the first date.
Huh?
Not no first date.
Second or third date?
Third date. We gotta give it some.
I give it third date because it's like the first date. I'm really getting to feel you out.
Uh-huh.
And I'm checking you out, getting to know you. That by the second date, if you want to see this person again, and if you like for sure you want to see them again, then you have to recognize they come with a whole package.
What about if you take a woman out on a date to a decent restaurant, nothing expensive? She order a meal, and then on the way out the door, she order another meal to go home with.
Nah, man.
Nah.
That's greedy. You know what? She can order another meal. She gonna pay for it herself.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you something. I'm sad to say this is years ago. This happened to me, and I said, "What?" I said, "What are you doing?" She wanted some pasta meal, some Italian ravioli type crap. That was the most expensive. We went to a sleazy diner, and that was the most expensive thing on it. It was like $50 almost. So I'm like, all right. No. I'm like, all right. No. She can order. She like what she like. You like Italian? All right. And we in a cheap restaurant. You still manage to spend that kind of money here? All right. I'm still okay with it because I don't know your taste in food. Now, afterwards, she was trying to order some shrimp meal that was like $20-something. And I said, damn, you're a little lady. You gonna eat all that? And she's like, nah, I'm eat this for later. So I'm like, oh hell nah.
Yeah.
I said, wait a second here. I said, well,
if you wanted food for later, then you shouldn't have ate everything you had and took the rest of it home.
But I asked her, I said, is it for you? Because she has a son. So I said, is it for your son? She's like, oh no, my son is with his father. She said, this is just something for like a late night later on and stuff if I want to get something to eat.
That was something for her side, man.
And I'm like,
I was about to say that. She was like, yeah, I'm not.
But you know what I told her? And I said, listen, I don't do stuff like this. I said, listen, you can pay for that yourself. I said, I'll pay for the meal you just ate, but I'm not doing that. And I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful, but I feel like you're trying to take advantage of me.
Nah, she's being rude and disrespectful.
And she's like, oh no, I didn't mean it that way. I'm so sorry. So you know what I did, right? I paid for the meal. She didn't get it. She didn't order it. And then I dropped her off. And she was calling me every day afterwards. I answered my phone and I blocked her.
Good.
I still gonna pay your meal because I'm a gentleman at the end of the day. And I already went out to eat. I already ate my meal, so I can't just get up and leave. And I'm not gonna fight with her to say, oh, pay your side, B. No, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do.
Nah. You did the right thing, and you nipped it in the butt. You dodged the bullet with that one.
Yeah.
Like you definitely dodged
Big
bullet.
bullet.
But what one of the red flags though that you mentioned before too, which is so important, is when someone is mad and how they treat you. And I'll even go as far as another thing I learned over time, and it took me a minute to really understand. Like, you have to stand on business with this. If you are just say you in the dating stage with someone and you tell them the things that you do and don't like. Let's say you tell them, I don't like being ignored. And if we ever have some type of disagreement, that you let me know that you need time. Don't just disappear. Like, at least text me and say like, yo, I just need a moment. I'll get back to you later. I'll get back to you tomorrow. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? Just give me that respect. And you tell them, they're like, yeah. Oh, I totally agree with that. And now y'all still rocking, a couple weeks in, maybe a month or two in, and y'all get into some little disagreement. Mm-hmm. And now the next day, mofo don't want to say nothing. So for as a woman, the first thing I would think is something happened to you. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not hearing, if I'm used to a consistent type of communication with you, and all of a sudden that's broken, the first thing I'm gonna want is something wrong.
That's true.
So you could either, all right, wait to see what happens, or now, okay, let me check on the Instagram or whatever, see if they've been posting. And then I see you posting on your Instagram or posting on your Facebook. I'm like, okay, so you playing in my face right now. So, okay, I got you. So now I have to, as a woman, and this is what I mean, like, stand your ground, like, for real, is you can't fuck with them no more after that. Like,
that's
you have to nip it in the butt. I don't care how much you like them. I don't care how much you think that this could be the one. That is not the one. Because if they know you don't like being ignored, and you told them and they agreed, and then they did it anyway, and then now the next day, you hit them up once or twice, they don't respond. Okay, cool. And now the next day they want to hit you back like, yeah, I just needed a moment, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. Take care of yourself. Like, you have to, because if you allow that one little thing, that's him checking your temperature. He's looking to see, or she looking to see, are you going to accept my bullshit? And then they're going to do it again in some other way or worse. And
that's behavior science.
Yeah, that's definitely so.
That's behavior science. Behavior stay like this. It goes like this. It doesn't stay still. So
yeah,
teach people how to treat you. That's the most important thing.
Yep. And you can't renege on it. You really got to stand on business, because that's how, one, you honor your own boundaries, right? Two, in the long run, you just saved yourself from a hell of a headache. You know what I mean? Because they might not do something right away, but they definitely will. Because they already told you they don't truly respect you. You know what I mean? Like, that's disrespectful to do that to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's important. Yeah.
Another thing is, would you go out, either boy or girl, if they got children's with baby mama drama? If you see it, but you think she can be or he can be the one, would you go through that drama?
Nope.
Nah.
And it's an age
you
for
know
me.
What? I'm gonna tell you why. If I see how he interacts with her, that's how he'll eventually interact with me. Like, I've actually had a situation like that where the dude had a young child, and even if, let's say they have a child that's older than, or yet younger than 5. Anything younger than 5, the emotions too much still. Way too much still. 10 and up. You know what I mean? And y'all been broken up since they've been like little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's that young, like, I seen him arguing with her over the phone, and I'm like, oh no.
Emotional connection.
Yeah.
That's whether it's negative or not.
Absolutely. But that's how you'll get with me one day. You know what I mean? So I'm like, get that in the budget.
And remember, all baby moms are not crazy. Sometimes the man drove them there.
Yeah.
The man was the vehicle to drive them crazy. So now, when see them from the opposite end, you already see the negative side about them, because of the fact that she's always on 10 because he put her on 10.
Absolutely.
So it's not always not every baby mother crazy. Like, first of all, people don't just jump out the window, just be crazy. No, sometimes they have situations that happen and never got fixed.
It's unresolved
so now
shit.
That's who they are now. Yeah.
A lot of unresolved shit that they got. And a lot of people, what they tend to do in relationships, and this is definitely a red flag, is that when there's a problem, they don't want to talk about it. So you'll sacrifice, not having an uncomfortable situation now to now having a long-term uncomfortability later. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't want to communicate. They're like, oh, if I talk about this, it's gonna get, it's gonna go left. Like, one, if you feel like it's gonna go left, then you truly need to go sit with yourself and tend to whatever's coming up, whatever this situation is triggering in you, and why. Because you can't put it on them for how you feel in that moment. Like, if you're being triggered, especially when it's intense, that's coming from you. They're just triggering something that's in there that probably more than likely has nothing to do with the situation. You know what I mean? Like, they can trigger something that happened to you when you was a child, and you're just feeling these emotions, but you're associating it with this particular situation, and this is what it is. But nah, they're triggering something. They're probably in that moment making you feel inadequate or abandoned or insecure, and rather than sitting with that emotion and talking to it like you would a child, like, you want to figure out what that is before you go and bring that to your partner, because that's just going to cause more problems.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It really is. It causes more problems. Like, oh, you made me mad, or you made me this. Like,
you gotta be, and you know what it is too? Get with somebody that's not trying to be with you because they trying to be happy. Get with somebody that's already happy, and all you're doing is adding to the beauty of their life. You know why? Because you're supposed to be in pursuit of your own happiness. You supposed to let other people be responsible for your happiness. Because the same way they can be responsible for your happiness, if you give them that power, the same way they could be responsible for when you're angry and mad and doing all kinds of wild stuff. So you don't want to give nobody that energy. You control. You can't control what people say, but you can control what you do next.
Absolutely.
So it's all about keeping your mind straight no matter what the circumstances. Don't get me wrong. Everybody has a right to blow up every now and then. But at some point, you got to take ownership for your reaction. And everything don't deserve a reaction. If somebody say something negative to me, it doesn't necessarily mean I have to say something back. It's no countermeasure with fire, because all you're doing is throwing fire on fire. It only goes like this.
Mm-hmm. You just throw more fuel on the fire.
I got another one. Say if you chilling with the man or girl, everything's going good. Now 2 weeks y'all into everything, and you find out that person takes pills for schizo or something.
Ooh, are you rummaging through their medicine cabinet and Googling shit?
Woo!
But I'm saying everything is cool. Like, when that man or that girl is on her medicine, everything is cool and everything is good. You didn't see nothing crazy.
Well, listen, that's totally up to the person and what they're willing to deal with. Because whether it's something as extreme as a mental illness or different quirks that a person may have, you have to choose your level of fuckery that you're willing to deal with from somebody, because everybody's coming with some level of fuckery. You know what I mean? So you have to be like, okay, how much could I actually tolerate?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now that's exactly true.
That's real, because everybody, and it's the same with love. You know, you want to be with someone that loves the way you want to be loved. You can't find somebody and be like, oh, well, I could get them to love me the way I want to be loved. Like, no, they have to want to do that and do it.
Love language is important.
Absolutely. Love language is very important. You know what I mean? Like, if you're with someone and they're the affectionate type, that's their love language. And then another person, their love language is giving gifts. Y'all have to find a way to appease each other's love languages. You know what I mean? It's I'm not going to say I don't believe in compromise, because I really prefer a win-win type of situation, because win-wins are possible, but there's little compromises here and there, but you shouldn't have to be compromising with someone that you really fit well with. You know what I mean? But
it's about how you look at it, though. I guess sometimes it's okay. If something bothers, sometimes it's good to take a different approach and just say, okay, let me reevaluate. Maybe I could change the way I look at certain circumstances. I think that's what it is sometimes.
That's self-awareness right there.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
that's emotional awareness. Like,
Mhm.
you know, when you recognize that in that moment you feel a way, and now you're actually analyzing it, you sitting with it like, okay, what can I do with this? You know, where is this coming from? Why do I feel this way?
Yeah.
What could I do to make myself feel better? You know what I mean? Like that's also self-love.
So
Yeah.
That's,
you know, like
that's
what
100.
people say all the time, like, oh, people always tell me that I have to love myself, but nobody tells me how. Okay, let me give you a couple. One, doing that. Whenever something comes up and you just sitting with it and giving it that attention, giving yourself that real intimate attention, that's self-love. Because at that moment, the reason why a part of you is mad or upset is because you want a certain outcome.
Yeah.
There's a part of you that needs a certain type of attention, and until it gets it, it's going to feel distressed. So if you actually sit there with yourself, with that part of you that feels that way, and give yourself that attention, that is now loving on yourself. You know what I mean? Another way of self-love is eating better. You know, taking care of your physical body more. You know, mindset training your thought patterns so that you're thinking more of things that make you feel good versus things that make you feel bad or uncomfortable. That's another form of self-love.
Yeah, that is true.
Another form of self-love would be self-care, of course. You know, that's what most people do is, you know, that's the surface that a lot of people sit on, is like, oh, you know, I get my nails done, I get my hair done. That's not enough. You know, journaling is a form of self-love because you're sitting with yourself, your thoughts, your mind, you know, and these are just some examples, you know, but I find that what I learn how to do is integration. Integration is similar to what I was saying, how you sit and talk with that part of you that feels away, but woo, that's a deep one. And when I tell you it works though, OMG.
And one of the most important things for every relationship, I like to do reflective conversation. People are like, what is reflective conversation? It's when you say something, and before I respond, I repeat exactly what you said verbatim. Once I repeat everything you say, then I start to say what I say next about my opinion on it. But it gives you the opportunity to say, wait a second, that didn't sound right. No, I meant this. So give them the opportunity to change their words, because reflective conversation works that way. Because if I say something, you're going to repeat what I said, and then you're going to talk. And then if you say something, I'm going to repeat what you said, and then I'm going to talk. So it gives the opportunity for you to say, wait a second, that didn't sound right. Because when you say it out your own mouth, sometimes you don't really hear what you're saying. So when somebody else repeat what you say, you be like, whoa, that sound wow.
That's a form of therapy. That's what some therapists do. It's like they parrot back to you what you said so you can hear it for yourself. And it's like, oh, wait. You know what I mean? Like,
that sounds stupid.
Projecting that we're not hearing ourselves back. And when you hear yourself back, you're like, wait, that don't make no sense.
So we're about to wrap it up soon, I guess. I guess we got like 3 minutes left.
Oh,
so, yeah, I know it sucks, right? Because
it's like it just gets so good.
Damn, yo, this is not fair. I'm about to call the cops.
Okay, I'm gonna do a last one.
Okay.
What about a whining man or lady that whines all the time? Whines all the time.
Keith Sweat does. I need a hollow man. I don't know. But you know how he get down.
Again, that boils down to, what are you willing to deal with? What do you want to deal with someone that's whining? No, then don't fuck with them. Because then now if you fuck with them and they whining, you cannot complain.
Yeah.
Because you knew what it was when you signed up for it. And that really applies to anything. If you know somebody's an alcoholic and now you get with them and you trying to get them to stop drinking, if they don't want to listen and they keep drinking, you know what you signed up for. If somebody is, you know, whatever, an addict, if they gamble too damn much or whatever it is, whatever peeves they have, they watch too much porn, they play too many video games, like whatever it is, like.
But a lot of people say this. But I can change her. I can change him.
That's a red flag in yourself.
Yes,
you're the red flag with that
there
one.
You go.
You are the red flag in that.
Yes.
And real quick, now since we spoke some red flags, let's give a couple green flags. Someone that's consistent. someone that they consistently are them all the time.
Yeah.
Someone that shows you that they actually care about you and how you feel, where they're considerate to how you know, to what you're thinking, or they're interested in how you think and what you're interested in. You know what I mean? That's a green flag. What do y'all have for some green flags?
Well, basically, I look at the green flag as, let me see, I got one good one. See, I have a brain fart right now when we short on time. Forget it.
I think a green flag is that person want to see you win, and they want to win with you. If they got that mindset to do that, that's a win-win. Hold that person.
And long as they know that love is an action. Love is an action. Everything they do is an action, because when you look at love and say, I love you, and that's it. No, love is what you do. Anybody can say I love you, but it's your actions what determines if you love me or not. Yeah. So you can't say you love me and just say that's it, I'm done. No, love is something that you have to do on a consistent basis, constantly show it. It has to constantly be shown. You don't have to necessarily use the words, but you have to show me the things you do for me the same way I will show the things I do for you.
Absolutely. Consistency and consideration too.
Yes.
You know, and consideration, there's so many little things to consider with someone. You know what I mean? Like, if you know somebody is anal about the way they keep things in their house and you're there, don't move their stuff around.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's me.
You know that someone has a certain favorite color, you know, surprise them with something that color, you know, or if you know they like certain things, like try to incorporate that into just different interactions you have with them. Like, just being, you basically want to study that person. You know what I mean? Like, you want to really get to know, like, okay, I like this piece of art. Let me see what I can do with it.
Yeah.
She's a piece of art.
Yeah,
so we all pieces of work, boo boo. We all pieces of work.
So Zizzo, you gotta bring it in for us, because now we got.
Yeah. So listen, I know if anyone out there enjoyed today's show, please comment, share, like, you know, let everybody know about Awareness Academy 411. And again, I am your girl Wendy Zizzo, Nappy Red, Kirk the Jerk. We just here to spread some good love, good conversation, and giving you the 411 and things you should be aware of in this lifetime to make it better. So peace, everyone. Y'all have a good one. Until we see you again.